Hi, my name is Grace and my Beeformation journey has been amazing, unforgettable, an eye-opener to where I am in my life. It's allowed me to realise the next steps that I need to take. I have stage 3 kidney disease. I've actually been through a difficult 5 years. Started off with my pregnancies. First one somewhat gave me a little bit of kidney disease through preeclampsia, but it went unnoticed. I then was pregnant a year later and was told that if I went ahead with the pregnancy, I would either need a transplant or would be on dialysis. At the time, we thought it won't happen to me, and also that this was God's plan and we was going to go ahead. I had a very healthy baby girl at 28 weeks and straight away I was very ill. I was on life support during the delivery and on for a couple of days after that. She was in intensive care, but going forward from that point, that's when everything went downhill with my kidneys. I eventually ended up on dialysis and I ended up having a transplant August last year. Throughout those 5 years, I've been bedbound, not been able to walk, not been able to eat because I also suffered with gastroparesis, which meant that I was sick at least 20 times a day with no food or fluid. I was constantly in hospital for months on end. I used to call it day release when I could go home. And it was definitely the most difficult time of my life. Everybody around me was experiencing it, family and friends went through it with me. Deciding to go on to Beeformation was a decision that I told myself whilst I was going through dialysis, that once I got better, I wanted to change my lifestyle, health, fitness, personal life. I just wanted better for myself, and I always felt that I was going to get better. So the night before I got the transplant, I couldn't do the treatment anymore. I felt that the sickness was too much, being sick all the time. My sick was black with blood because there was just nothing in me anymore to bring up. I was on a feeding tube. You don't think of anything else at that time. So I refused treatment, any more dialysis, and that's pretty fatal at that point. And I remember I just prayed so much that night, and God blessed me the next day with a kidney, which was August last year. And as I said, I decided to change my lifestyle. So God blessed me with a kidney the next day, and it's been great ever since. I've just looked at life so much different, and fitness is a major part of that. I had to change my lifestyle. I had to want to get fit and eat better because I didn't have a relationship with food, because for the 5 years I wasn't able to eat, and if I did, I was sick all the time. I didn't look myself because of how much fluid I had on board. So yeah, that was a year ago. I think I started to feel better July the following year, just gone. And I contacted Bea in August and said that I wanted to do the next one. She understood my health conditions, and she said that we can work around that. And she has been a major, major support through all of this. Not once have I felt pressured to go beyond what I could do. I think I definitely walked into this thinking that, yeah, I feel better so I'm able to do what everybody else can do. And I think it was about a week and a half in that's when I realised that my body's not what it used to be. And actually at that point, when I explain to people that I've had a transplant, I think to myself that I'm better as well, and so do they. And I never actually mentioned that I still had stage 3. So the kidney only works to a certain percentage, and that's where you're based at what stage you're at. So mine's at 38%, which is stage 3B. And I think at that point, like I said, I thought that I was as fit as everybody else, and quickly did I realise I wasn't. But she still supported me throughout it all. I spoke to her about how I was feeling, and there were certain tasks I couldn't do because of being cut all the way up to my breastbone for the scar to have the kidney. Bearing in mind, I didn't even mention I had a pancreas as well. So I had 2 organs. The support's just been incredible. Not once did I feel any form of pressure from B or any of the team, because everybody understood where I was at. Week 2, I had an injury. I was sprinting and I didn't fall, I just felt pain in my foot, which ended up having tendonitis. And my foot and my ankle has been swollen since week 2, which then set me back as well. And again, I couldn't do everything. I couldn't do no running, I couldn't do no jumping. A lot of the stuff I had to do was stationary stuff. Week 8 is when I can run, once we've finished Beeformation. But again, she still supported me and encouraged me. And actually, some stuff I still felt that I couldn't do, she just helped, and I still lost the weight. I was still able to do the food. There wasn't anything that B couldn't give me an alternative to do. I was still able to do this with stage 3 kidney disease. I was still able to do this with fatigue and muscle pain. And I was still able to do this with a swollen ankle. There is literally no reason why anybody couldn't do Beeformation at all. If I can do it with so many things that would hinder me, everybody else can as well. The intensity each week definitely increased all the time. The weighted vest week was extremely hard. With B, she'd push you through it and you wouldn't even realise you'd done about an hour and a half of training and you'd be fine. It was more the days on my own that I struggled with, which prior to this, I would always want to go gym, but could never have the motivation. So for that, I'm definitely going to stick with B after this, do the Beeformation care afterwards. The food, I've ate so much, and I've really not ate this much for years, but I still managed it and maintained it. I was only able maybe to do about 3 meals a day rather than 4, but it still was a lot more than what I'm used to. My sickness wasn't as bad with the food actually that she's asked us to eat. So food has a major part in how you feel in life. Overall, Beeformation has been an unforgettable experience for me. One that I truly appreciate the knowledge that she's gained over all the years that she's put into this, into her business, into herself. She's just outpouring into all of us, allowing us to continue with the knowledge how to better ourselves and our lives. I am personally so thankful to be. She has made changes in my life that I will forever keep. And hopefully when I am ill again, because I will need a transplant again at some point, I can take on the knowledge that I've gained from here and still try to stay healthy and still try and keep a positive mindset, because if anything, actually that's what she's shown me, that even at the hardest times during this, she kept me positive, and I'm just really appreciative of that. Okay. This is probably aimed more at people who have a medical condition, to not allow that to hinder you in making decisions, great decisions that will better you, use me as the example. I have so many different health-related issues that I didn't allow that to be my reason of an excuse to not do this. You're definitely capable. As I said before, Bianca will support you every step of the way. I don't think there's any condition that she would say, no, don't try it. She never allows any form of excuse to be a reason why you can't do anything, because you definitely can. If I could sum up Beeformation in 3 words, it would be challenging, rewarding, achievable. Everything's achievable in life. There's literally nothing that you can't do if you put your mind to it. This is more about mental challenge. You can definitely do the physical side. It's just if you allow yourself to push through that barrier of thinking you can't do it, you definitely can. Just show up and it's done.